Hi wrestlers, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're fabulous. In this video I'm going to be making another art piece to do with dyslexia and being dyslexic, because if you didn't know, I am dyslexic and I've kind of grown up like it, but I didn't find out until I went to uni, and I always thought maybe something was slightly different because how I think about things, but then I look at it as, if I didn't think this way, I wouldn't be who I am and being as creative as maybe that I am. Because if I didn't have this aspect to myself, then I would have gone a completely different route and not been as creative maybe, due to obviously certain academic things I find a bit more difficult than other people, and that's just how your brain works. So I kind of just thought, this is how it is. But I was going to make an art piece to do with being dyslexic, and this links to some other art pieces I want to do in the future, where I've said before in another video about kind of mental health issues, I hate the word issues, health stuff, and I don't know what, taboo subjects maybe, like obviously dyslexic, being anxious and things like this, and maybe try and get you guys involved. And I want to see what you thought about this subject and see how you feel, because the whole idea, what I want to do is I want to ask people questions on different areas to do with a subject. Like for this one I'm doing it myself, but it's just to get the video out there and tell you guys what I'm thinking of doing. Like, for example, if I wanted to do an art piece on anxiety, I would ask you guys, what kind of feelings do you get from being anxious? And like, you'd give me one feeling, and then I'd put this combined into one art piece. And then I ask you again, what do you do to help you kind of get out of this stage or get out of that feeling? And then I'll make an art piece at the end of all the stuff that then you say to me about how you would be able to get out of the frame of mind that you are in when you're feeling really anxious. And then I'll make an art piece out of that, showing all the ways you can get out of feeling this feeling taking over and stuff. And then in the middle I was going to combine both of them, like the art pieces together, like layer it somehow, and then have 3 art pieces to show you how you feel when you're a certain thing, or yeah, a certain thing, let's just put it in that category. And then the middle of them both layering together, and then the final piece of how you develop from here to here, and what strategies I guess you use to help you achieve this outcome. And it's to show that any area you are not alone, and the artwork is to show this kind of feeling, like if you see this artwork you know that you're gonna get through it. It's not gonna beat you, because you start from having all these feelings in this painting to knowing how to cope with them, and then seeing the interweave in the middle. So with this one, of course, well, it is going to be called Art for the Soul, because I thought it's a really cool art name, and I think it's a really cool idea, because I do want to make art pieces that I feel help people, and people can look at the art piece and feel, like I say, they're not alone, and it helps them and it makes them feel something and they can relate to it, rather than it just being something very, just a visual piece, I guess. I hope that did kind of make sense, because sometimes it's quite hard to say something when you're a visual person, because I can see it really easily when sometimes people can't. If you don't quite understand, do put in the comment box, or get involved and ask me questions if you want to know more information on this. I will be putting it all out at a later date on my Instagram, on my Razzadazzle Art Instagram, so if you haven't already followed on that, go and check that out now, because I always, if I'm doing new projects or new pieces, I do put them up on there. So that will be my Instagram and on my Facebook. So go and follow that so you know if this is going to be happening, and I'll keep you updated. If you haven't already joined my Razzadazzle family, do so now by clicking the little subscribe box and click that little bell so you'll be notified of all my big jazz hand videos I do. So let's get going and make this dyslexic art piece. I mean, like I said, this art piece is going to be represent how I feel on the subject. Of course, other people will feel certain other ways, but this is where I want to be taking this kind of project later on to involve more people and get people involved. But this is just how I see dyslexic and being dyslexic and dyslexia, and it makes me laugh because I can never spell the word, but yeah, I find hilarious because it's such a massive word for someone who can't spell. But yeah, let's get going. When you look at me, what do you see? Confident woman that stands there proud, not scared to be loud. The truth is, my dyslexic does frighten me. You may think I'm being silly or dumb, but it's just my brain is wired differently. I dream big due to my mind doesn't have no boundaries, just the ones you put in front of me. I sometimes have so much to say, but I can't write them down easily. What makes me so stressed? Because I can't express in words that's written on a page in front of me. Some people that we call geniuses from past history did have some dyslexic tendencies, but did you judge them wrongly? My senses are more in tune to the energies of feelings around me due to this disability. Remember, this dyslexic monster has no name, or it can't be spelled, just felt a presence that's over me. But when it whispers in your ear whilst creeping up on you, moving letters into wrong sequences or disappearing completely, for the eyes to see and the page to read. Being judged for something I cannot control that's just hidden in me. Organisation has to be done to keep one step ahead to control this monster you see. The first person to solve a problem due to I analyse the information given differently. For my imagination, my brain works things through visually. How you see is not the same as me. My thoughts run wild and free, but the words keep locked up with no key. Make friends with this monster and treat it kind, because you would not be you and be able to view the world as you do. Step out of your box, open your mind. Just see me, and that's who I'm happy to be. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and do let me know in the comments what you think of this art piece and if you love it, or if you think I could have done something slightly different. I mean, like I say, this is my representation of how I think dyslexic is and an overall picture of it. I mean, as I was saying before, my project going forward is I want to do art pieces on subjects to do with taboo kind of mental health subjects, and like I was saying, anxiety, and that's why I was starting with the whole dyslexic thing, because it's a subject what people sometimes don't want to chat about because they think it's something different and maybe they don't understand it, or I don't know. But subjects to do with this, but that get you guys involved if you'd like to be, of course. I'm not forcing anyone. Like I say, I'd ask you one question at the beginning, how you feel when you're in this area of being, I'm just using an anxiety example because quite a lot of people I know at the moment are feeling this, and you'd give me one word and I'd put this all into one art piece, and then give me one word at the end how you cope with it, and then I'll put that into an art piece and then link it together in a middle art piece, so there'll be 3 art pieces. And I want to, like I said before, I want to do art pieces that people can look at and think how it helps them and feel like they're not alone, and be a bit more to the artwork than just being visually pretty, basically. If you do want to get involved in this, do let me know in the comment box as well, because then I can see how many people do like this, and give it a like if you do think it's a good idea, because I can then see if it's going to take off or what kind of ideas to go with. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do so now by clicking the little subscribe button, and click that little bell to be notified of all my big Just Have videos I do. And remember to follow me on my Instagram and my Facebook, so it's Rather Than Art, to keep up to date with all my other projects that I'm doing. and all my art pieces you can buy on Etsy and on my website. So go and check them out as well. Search Random Art as well on Etsy. And all my social medias and my websites I'll put in my description box, so you can have all the links, and as soon as you click on them, it'll take you to the site. I'll see you guys later, and keep crafting creative.